true music lovers, make a big switch. And because you have a winner taste, 88.5 FM is your only station.
This film you see was sent directly to us.
Yeah, from God.
The government was keeping it, so God decided to bring it back to us.
And because
if you check on the field, and you check there, you'll see definitely that the field was brought for Flower Town, Ballon, and Gibraltar. This field is directed for Flower Town, Ballon, and Gibraltar. What part of what this thing is happening? When you just get out in the morning, see field, people coming for field. It was sent directly to us. I slept here, I came here 4 o'clock. I got about 66 gallons. I'm thinking I was even getting out of here.
Most of our lecturers, their orientation is just in Liberia. But if some that went out and are getting their education in a high way, they will join some of us not to be placed into that category. Bribery. It's academic malfeasance as well.
Do you receive bribe?
No, I don't do that.
Have you received bribe?
No, Sam, I don't do that. The first thing the
Haven't
student...
you received bribe before?
No, Sam.
Will you not want to receive bribe?
No way, Sam.
Why wouldn't you?
So the reason is, I always said it to students that I would never come around you to take money from you to do that, because you know why? If I do so, I'm damaging you. I'm not doing the rightful thing. If you will not respect me, also, anywhere you see me after you man I graduated, you will always point finger at me. The guys are corrupt men.
And the man won't fight Allah, I'm talking about Nathan Maggie gave me money to destabilize CPP. The man carried the guns in the car, yeah? We said, yeah, you should not have brought guns. That the man there, a political party accusing us that we're planning to overthrow the government, that your representative, that he don't want to carry the gun. That I mean, I will talk it, everything. Go take money, go take us.
Senator Darius Dillon is living right in Monrovia, right in Maserado. Why are we giving him 10,000 to go to a constituency? Senator Darius Dillon is living right in Monrovia, right in Maserado. Why are we giving him 10,000 to go to a constituency? Are we serious here? He living right to the place the constituents are. But we're giving him 10,000 to say go to your constituent and go visit them. Is that a serious country? Is that what you call rescue? Senator Yombikanga Lawrence, she also lives in Maserado. He living right to the place the constituents are. But we're giving him 10,000 to say go to your constituent and go visit them. Is that a serious country? Is that a serious country? Is that what you call rescue? Is that a serious country? Is that what you call rescue? Is that a serious country? Is that what you call rescue? Is that a serious country? Is that what you call rescue? Is that a serious country? Is that what you call rescue? Senator Yombikanga Lawrence, she also lives in Maserado, even though she represents Bassa. But when you go to the Bassa people, that we don't want to give you money to go there. We sort of give you 10,000 to go there. When teachers, public school teachers are making less than 150, when nurses are making less than 150, when security personnel in the police, in the army making less than 150, we sort of be giving you 10,000 to go visit the people in Bassa who voted for you. They have no medicine.
And the man won't fight Allah, I'm talking about Nathan Maggie gave me money to destabilize CPP. The man carried the guns in the car, yeah? We said, yeah, you should not have brought guns. That the man there, a political party accusing us that we're planning to overthrow the government, that your representative, that he don't want to carry the gun. That I mean, I will talk it, everything. Go take money, go take us.
If a single Maningo man is killed in Ganta, we will kill the Chief Justice of the Republic of Liberia because he is responsible for the land dispute in Nima County. Chimadoma is my cousin. I was born in Nima County.
You got birth certificate?
I come in now. Reverend TikTok. Reverend, you divorce your wife 2 times. You divorce a 2 wife woman.
You say you a lie? I only been married twice. I was divorced twice. You know jack about me. You don't want to say you would divorce your wife and she vote for CDC. Don't play with me. You don't know jack about me. You don't know me.
Chimadoma is my cousin. I was born in Nima County.
You got birth certificate?
I come in now. Reverend TikTok. Reverend, you divorce your wife 2 times. You divorce a 2 wife woman.
You say you a lie? I only been married twice. I was divorced twice. You know jack about me. You don't want to say you would divorce your wife and she vote for CDC. Don't play with me. You don't know jack about me. You don't know me.
Let's begin with the acknowledgement. We've got a couple of things to talk about. Thank you all, I must say, for coming on the show. Real talk. on Ken's 88.5. No better radio station and no better time to log in for the show, Real Talk, as well as every other show on the station. Solowatt Kosia, you've come on as usual from your comfort zone, New Georgia estate, and yes, my weekend was fine. Hope that you had a wonderful weekend too. Solowatt Kosia, thank you ever so much. Abdullah Dole, you are watching from Zozo City, Lofa County. Marcos Jide, you are following from Sophie Community, Parker Conon Yard. That's Parker Yard, Congo Town. And you say, hi, Ken's family. Hi to you. Hope that you are faring well. Christopher Bernard, you are following from Douazon, Lower Magibi County. Muya Sharif, you're following from Bong County. You say good afternoon. Hope that you are faring well too. Robin Cannon, you come on from Gatnersville. God Favor Lawrence Thomas, you are following from 9th Street, Sinker Landside. Watson Flomo, you are following from Capitol Building. The Love of Money. The Capitol Building is referred to as the Love of Money. That's how you're called that place. You're referred to it as the love of money. It is not a crime. Nobody going to hold you responsible. None of the lawmakers there going to hold you people in contempt. No senator or representative will face the presiding to say they are referring to us as love of money and it is degrading your Mr. Presiding. I move that you sum up. And nobody going to do that. That is the perfect suited description for them. The love of money because they are obsessed with money. Richard Lawrence, you've come on from Minnesota, the United States of America. CDC Papi Keita, you are following from Dupont Road. And you said, God have mercy on Liberia. Yeah, God has already shown his mercy, but the people of Liberia rejected God's mercy. So the country is cursed. Remember now, God can bless you and you can curse yourself. Don't be superstitious or what they say, how they call it? Super spirituality. Yeah. Karina Doe, you are following. You said good afternoon, Real Talk. Yes, Karina, thank you. You've come on from Leeds, Louisiana Township, Cassava Hill Community. Hope that you are faring well, Karina Doe. Honorable Jefferson Estier. He said, good afternoon, FCV. Good afternoon. Oh, man, I'm feeling bad. Joey, we coming there. We come. They're feeling bad. Okay. Nelson Towa Jr., you're following from Peace Island, man. Moses Lake, thank you for coming on. You're following from Kakata Magibi County. John David, you are following from Matadi. Moses H. Pidet, you've come on from 18th Street Sinker. George Kamara, you are following from Group of 72nd Branch. Dossie Alex Diesel, that's Diesel Alex Diesel. You're following from where? You said the People's Republic of China. That's good. Jones Pilley, you come on from Ohio, the United States of America, and you say thank you for the update. Thank you too for coming on. We are inspired by your presence. Ibrahim Monjolo, you've come on from Southeast Zulu Whiskey. William Bajibo from Dow, that's Des Moines, the United States of America. Morris Kennedy, you're following from Buchanan. Sam Vikanen, you've come on from New Jersey, the United States of America. Emmanuel Smith from Kehoe Community, Morovia. Gabriel Ma, You are following. You say, hi, Soba and the King's FF family. My wife, Alberta Ma, and I are honestly following from Banjo Broville. Good to have you people on Real Talk. We talk it real without compromise, bias, and partiality. Wilmont Cowell, you've come on from Illinois, Chicago, the United States of America. And who else? Andrew, oh, your middle name too long, but the last name is Banna, Banna. And you didn't say where you're falling from, but it's good that you're on the show, really. Augustine Cover Bien, you've come on from Stanford Bridge. What's happening opposite Stanford Bridge? Everything had gone? That's what I heard. Brown Deer, you've come on from Tucson, Arizona, the United States of America. Morris Kennedy, and the list is just on and on. Otesaki, Sakamoto, Saji, Sia, you've come on. Thank you so much. Jackson C. Pony of Iron Factory, Block C community, you member of Block Titan. Good to have you on, as well as your chairman, Rico Kianebo. Thank you all for coming on. Liberian journalist who never misses out on the show. I'm so excited by your presence always. Rufus Divine Brooks of Prime FM. Thank you ever so much, guys. We'll continue to acknowledge you as you come on. My Southeastern sister, Dwighty, you're on. Good afternoon from Liberia. I don't know the time in your era, but I'm sure it's the morning hours. Okay, so what do we have on our plate? We've got a couple of things to talk about. Don't expect me to talk about what unfolding at the Love of Money. No, for me, it is becoming secondary now. It is becoming secondary for me. So we're not going to talk about that much. No, that was exhausted this morning. It was talked about at length on let's talk about it. Whatever happened at the legislature, where is up to the speaker. If he stays on, fine. If he doesn't stay on, fine. But we move to something else because too many things are unfolding in the country. The news all over the place, and majority of the news for the wrong reason. The country is moving down the hill. But we start with what unfolded at the weekend. We can start the show than that. Very interesting. Some people are staying in coma because they did not expect it. I'm talking about Barcelona and Real Madrid. Real Madrid was rattled, dismantled, immersed, and discarded. Oh, yes. 4-0. All my Real Madrid fans, you accept the result. It's all because of that one change. That guy is a tactician. Listen, and you can use this out of football in your office, at your business center, when you have the responsibility to manage people, club meetings, SUSU, social organizations, religious organization. The person who heads that institution or manages that group, the onus is on him to make the difference. And the rest of the people who are under him, they are his or her pilots. So if the manager isn't creative enough, you're not going to get much. You're not going to see a result. What you have will be a result, but the result will be in the negative and discouraging all of in the Saudi Arabian League. That's what he was doing. He was only practicing. So his spell at the club, he won some incredible important games. There were some games he could not, and he won few trophies. But those major trophies that the club wanted him to have won or transformed the team, firstly, that will give them the conviction that they can compete in major competitions continentally. He could not. And the team form dropped. There wasn't a possibility of winning, no sign whatsoever of winning any major trophy. He ended the season trophyless. So they bet on him. They decided to take him off. And then there were several names. One of them, Hansi Flick. And he came and transformed the team and did extremely, and still doing extremely well, using academy players. Now, listen. This is very key. Every manager, I'm not saying good manager, but if you are a manager, the characteristic that you see of a manager, and you would know that that manager is ready, whether a manager, a minister, whatever the description, how that person is called by title, when he or she can avoid excuses. And I have learned that very good from Hansi Flick. Since the arrival of that individual, with all of the problems he inherited, he never, in any time since he took over, gave an excuse. He always say, I have inherited this. I knew it from the onset. I analyzed it, and I'm going to work with it, and I'm working with it. And with that, you achieve your goal as the manager. When you can avoid excuses in whatever, whether you are a captain for a team, a supervisor in the office, a director, a president, whatever your role, once you are a leader and have leadership, when you can avoid excuses and take on the responsibility for which you have been assigned or you sign on to do, you become a perfect individual. You become a goal-oriented person. You achieve your goal. And that's what I saw over the time, and we continue to see. Excuses leaves you not achieving as you want to achieve, because it is a setback in itself mentally. So having said that, I say congratulations to all of the fans of FC Barcelona, all our Barcelona fans, all my Barcelona fans. Congratulations to all of you people. So let's move down to the first major talking point. The first major talking point today. Significant event. The Ballon d'Or ceremony takes place later this evening, and former Liberian president and former soccer icon George Weah is set, according to what we have gathered. Not only is he going to be at the ceremony, but he will be presenting, if the information is true, if my information is true, he will be the one to present or announce the winner of this year's Ballon d'Or. Real Madrid winger Vinicius Jr. is favored for the award, but we've started to get report lately that he has been excluded. I do not know whether that information is is true or not, but let's take it until the ceremony is on and ends. Let's take it at that he is the favorite. Now, if Vinicius wins this year's Ballon d'Or, he will become the 9th Real Madrid player to win it. That means Real Madrid will have won the Ballon d'Or 5 or 9 times, not 9, not 5, sorry, 9 times. 9. They already stand at 8. So if Vinicius wins it tonight, Real Madrid number will be at 9th position. Below FC Barcelona, who have won the most Ballon d'Or in European football history, 12. They are the club that lead the Ballon d'Or number. They've got 12. Real Madrid got 9, followed by the other people 1, 2, 1, 2. So the ceremony is on today. It is taking place in France, and it will start at Liberian time, 8:45. Liberian time. Former President George Weah is already in France for the ceremony. And all of us know that France is his home, one of the places he started his footballing career and lived a considerable part of his footballing life in France before moving to Italy and other parts of the world where he made significant gains. He is a global icon. He has gone down in FIFA data as one of the greats. Hence, FIFA CAF can never leave him out of any significant events they are hosting. That global blessing, that global anointing is on him. He will be at the ceremony today. That will take place this evening. It is a plus for Liberia from a political standpoint. Let me put that into a political context. I know back home, all of us have different way of looking at it with the political atmosphere, a divided one. So we would think one group say, oh, it's not important for the male. No, but what do they attach? They attach Liberia. They will not attach AC Milan. They will not attach any one of those teams that he played for. They will attach 2 things. Former Liberian footballer, former Liberian president. Take it or leave it, like it or not, Liberia is being showcased. So that's the first political anointment for Liberia through former soccer icon and former president George Weah. The second political plus we can take from it is he will always be on the stage for Liberia. You will argue that, oh, he wouldn't be representing Liberia. Whether it is informal or formal, he is representing Liberia. Liberia will always take plus. Here is it. Besides him, who Liberia has? Besides him, who can make a very good footballing case for Liberia? Besides him, who FIFA calls upon from Liberia? Besides him, who CAF calls upon from Liberia? Besides him, who do they know from Liberia that they can call upon? And this is why Martin Luther King said, "We situation is typical of Martin Luther King's quotation. Whatever your hand finds to do, do it to the best of your ability. Whatever you win or you fail, be the best of whatever you are." And then in the next quotation, he said, even if you build your house in the wood, W-O-O-D, even if you build your house in the wood, the wall, W-O-R-L-D, the wall will make a beating path through your door to get you out based on your record, your expertise. And that is what is happening. Weah is out of the presidency, but the wall is still at his feet. The wall is still requesting, is still asking, is still begging him to come on and make a presentation. The wall still needs him. And all of these, good for Liberia. All of these, whether he is from your political party or not from your political party, understand this from a political context. It helps, it promotes, it elevates Liberia. It raises Liberia's morale. He will be on that stage tonight, along with other icons and former presidents, to add spice to the ceremony. Besides him, nobody they can call from Liberia. Nobody. They can call the current president. They can call any former or current, because they don't know them for that. They have their own gains in other areas. No disrespect to them. He is reaping the dividend of his specialty. He is reaping the dividend of it. That's why when you put everything into it, the world will always need you. And that is one of the reasons why most of you Liberians who sit here, you claim to be highly educated, you know everything. You say in your own country, they will bring somebody from outside or people from outside and pay them 5,000 United States dollars, 10,000 United States dollars for just 1 or 2 days workshop, a money that should be going to you, and all because your country see that you are not impactful. Now, from a monetary standpoint, whether you like it or not, we are pockets a good sum of money besides the recognition. Oh, yes. The white man don't abuse labor. It is only here we abuse labor. Every little thing that you do, you are rewarded for it because you are given knowledge for it. And they pay you for your knowledge because you impact. That's how it is in Europe and America. Unlike here, nothing like that. So he's going to pocket some rare cash. Besides the recognition, besides the plus for Liberia, besides the political relevance of it, you like it or not. So everyone in this country, or most of the people who love football, and even those who don't like football, just tune into your TVs, switch your TVs on tonight, and you will see the global icon and former Liberian president being introduced. And that's a plus for the country. A plus. Liberia benefits so much, so much. You benefit recognition, you benefit favor, you benefit long-term relationship that can impact Liberia. Because FIFA and CAF and the other sporting bodies, they see we are as consultant. That's how they see Weah, as consultant. They see him as expert. So they will always need his opinion. This is not the first time. Before the ceremony, he had been going around the world, performing different ceremonies. And before that, he'd been in and out of the country, performing, attending different gatherings, meeting world leaders of different spheres. And now another one is set, the Ballon d'Or ceremony. So you want to follow the ceremony this evening. You want to follow it. It will be live on all of the international networks to know who President Weah, former President Weah, will be presenting the awards to, whether Vinicius, Rodri, or whoever. If Vinicius wins it, it will be Real Madrid 9th, and we'll say congratulations to him. And any one of those players who will have won it or will be announced will be so excited to move and receive the award from former Liberian President George Weah. Even if former President Weah isn't the one who will be presenting the Ballon d'Or, but if he will be the one to open the envelope to announce that name, that player will be so excited, it will go down in that player's history that I was announced by former soccer icon and former Liberian President George Weah. Those guys in Europe, they take all of these things very serious. It's so proud when you can have men of such stature announcing you or presenting to you the Ballon d'Or. You want to watch it this evening. So that what will be happening. Very significant event. Liberia will be live on the stage. Lucky or not, you can impute any political sentiment into it, but the reality stands. Liberia will be on the stage. Former President George Weah will be there. Former soccer icon George Weah will be there to participate in the main event, the presentation of the men's award. So Vinicius could win it, Rodri could win it, but my little information I getting is that Vinicius, I see a number of write-outs, seeing vexations from a couple of Real Madrid fans. What is unfolding? That Vinicius is excluded. Vinicius will not be traveling to France to receive the award ceremony. That's what I'm getting. But I don't want to believe it except it is confirmed. I'm trying to validate that information. But if it is true that he will not be attending the ceremony, then it's something else. I do not know why. I continue to see several write-outs that Vinicius will not be attending the ceremony. Another one uses the word exclusion. I do not know for what, but yeah, I do not know. This person said the planet has about 8 billion people. One person, our very own George Weah, will be on a global stage to present football's most prestigious award tonight. As the nation image will be watched by more than 1 billion humans, we must be proud Liberians today. Very true. Certainly, you are 100% right. 100% right. Just as the Champions League will bring, not the Champions League, but El Clasico, just as El Clasico between Real Madrid and Barcelona brings the whole world to a standstill, it is the same with the Ballon d'Or ceremony. Over 1 billion people from around the world stop what they are doing to watch and see who that award will go to. Over 1 billion people will stop to watch former Liberian president and soccer icon George Weah presenting. Oh, how this write-out is so significant. It said the planet has about 8 billion people. One person, our very own George Weah, will be on a global stage to present football's most prestigious award tonight, as the nation image will be watched by more than 1 billion humans. We must be proud Liberians today. So Venetians, I do not know whether it's going to go his way, but it seems it might go. It seems it might go Rodri way. I do not know. This one say, this other right out say, Edmond B. Mulby, he say, I can't be living. Then my second goat in football history, George Weah, gave Ballon. So who is you go to? Okay, he acknowledged that former President Weah will be there, but it seems he doesn't want it to go to Venetians. He doesn't want it to go to Venetians. Okay, but I think that will be doing it for. For I just thought to bring this in because it's very significant, very, very significant, very significant, very significant. It's not a George Weah thing. It's not a personal thing for former President Weah. It is Liberia. Like it or not, it could be another person. When Unity Party person is making significant strides on the international stage for and on behalf of Liberia, it is welcome because that's what we want to see of our country. Like other great men and women who are making strides on the international stage, their people, their citizens are excited despite their different political ideology, but they are excited, they are motivated because it brings pride and honor to the country. So we must, whether you are a political person with a disagreement or not, whichever way you can argue it, whatever the sentiment you can put into it, it is all about Liberia. Over 1 billion people will stop this evening to watch former Liberian president in Liberia, George Weah, presenting, if that's how FIFA planned it, presenting the Ballon d'Or to the winner. It is between Vinicius of Real Madrid and Rodri of Manchester City. So let me just squeeze in this one, then we'll move to the politics. That Manchester United has sacked their coach, Eric Ten Hag. He has been sacked by the club. Yes, Manchester United hasn't been faring well lately. I do not know what went wrong, but I'm told that he has been sacked. All right. So let's have your say on this before we go to the politics. What do you make of it? From a nationalistic, patriotic perspective, 0772 23 99 33 0886 30 44 97. The female line 0777 98 03 75. What do you make of the ceremony going tonight with President George Weah set to present the award? Have your say in less than 5 minutes, then we'll move to the politics. If not, we move on. 0772 23 99 33 0886 30 44 97 0777 98 03 75. Those of you who are watching, let's see. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Who are you?
Your name and where you call from?
My name is Nathaniel Jimmy. I join you from Chicken to Factory Golf.
Let's hear you, Nathaniel.
This is a prize for President Weah to be on the Ballon d'Or Stadium tonight. And also, if Proji win the Ballon d'Or today, inform Vinicius Junior. That means FIFA is not straight. It's FIFA.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking. No, I'm not talking who wins or who don't win. It is purely on Liberia and former President George Weah tonight. Thank you for calling. Have a nice day. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Your name and where you called from?
I'm Christopher Carr. Join you for the Monrovia.
Let's hear you, Mr. Samokai.
Thank you for your elaboration. We have discussed this topic this afternoon, but only to tell you about the Ballon not to die. You hear me?
I'm getting you loud and clear, sir.
Yeah, it's a happy move to be the Liberia. You understand? But we see our legend getting a award to other European players. So, because we are always putting a ball on the man. Hello?
Yes, sir, I'm listening. You went up. 0772 23 99 33 0886 30 44 97. The female line 0777 98 03 75. Hello. Hello.
Thank you. My name is Hussein. I'm Hussein Kelvin. I call you from Jacobstown. I listen to you, and I want to add my voice to what you said. I'm one of Liberians who should be proud in George Weah, for his stand in the footballing world. And I think Liberia will be highlighted tonight, that the African president from Liberia in particular will be on the stage present the world. So I think that is a very good thing for our country. So when it comes for politics, we will talk the politics. But when it comes to human interest story and taking pride in the Liberian, I think we have to do so. So I want to appreciate those who did a selection. By selecting is a norm. The normal thing that they will select people who are banned through, such category. So let me say many thanks to the team that set up, the nomination. And I think Liberia have won. Because if we are on the stage, that's Liberia, he's carrying the flag of Liberia. So outside of politics, I want to appreciate him. When it comes to politics, we'll beat on him and we will take our side.
Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Hello.
Mr. Andrew, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thank you. And you?
Thank you. This is Austin Wole. I speak to you from District 18. So, another history is setting for this event on Liberia. I mean, Liberia should be grateful, should be proud, and give God the glory for another Liberian president, former president, to take the world stage, presenting a trophy. Yes, and I thank the organizer of FIFA for selecting their own. I thank the organizer for selecting a football icon. I thank the organizer for selecting a former Liberian president. And I know, as you said, the billion people that will be watching the show tonight, some of them haven't seen we are personally, or they haven't seen we are physically. They are going to see we are, and also to observe him presenting a trophy. Even though the winner himself will be that proud. Receive a trophy from a football icon and a former president from the PE. It is so grateful. And we are prepared to watch our own this evening. Thank you.
Okay. Like it says, the sad man in your voice, the laughter.
No, I'm telling you, man.
Yeah.
Sam, sometimes, I mean, I'm doing this with my whole heart, and I'm doing it with the sporting from my sporting heart. I mean, and I want to see that. I mean, it's a political. It's not political. It's not political. We are not politics beyond us, because these days, I mean, sometimes we gotta do things that will make us to feel good. Sometimes, and this is not political. But I'm so proud of President. We are former president. We are all the people are going to do the presentation this evening if it's necessary. Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling. Have a nice day. That's Zion. Zion Ike said, Mo Ali, Martin K. and Colley, and other people of Unity Party will be angry with this news about former president. We are going to present the award. Ibrahim Abu Sharif said, congratulations to Liberia, and George M. Weah is in parentheses. And who else commented on this? You left your comments. It should be read. Okay. That's Kude, Kudeh, Kudet Williams said, I'm wearing my George Weah t-shirt, the one and only proud son of Liberia. Abraham, you commented, you can write on that 2 times. You want to give other people the chance. Okay. When it comes to the lawmakers, yeah, you leave that. Israel discussed that at length this morning. Let the people do what they can do over there. Maybe if we talk about it, it will just be in passing. All right. So let's move now to another thing. Duarte of Minnesota, you've come on. Thank you, my dear sister, for coming on. So let's move to something else. Having talked about that. The event is at this evening. Is it this evening? Don't forget. Follow it, watch it, and see. Liberia will be live. Okay. So the next pointer here is what President Joseph Yoma Boaka came out with. It seems that they want to be serious, but not serious. I say that because the president released this before. He had a cabinet meeting and he sounded stern. He sounded like he was serious with it, and we take it as that he was serious. But beyond that, what happened? Nobody, none of his people will even go as he instructed. He said there was not going to be any lackadaisical attitude, that performance will be, good performance will be the order of the day. He will not settle for any mediocrity from any one of his ministers. He warned them in a cabinet meeting. And even before that cabinet meeting, when he was commissioning some of the ministers, the first batch of ministers he commissioned, he restated performance. He laid so much emphasis on performance. That was the key of his message. And it went far, and why his people were all excited, Liberians were excited in general. But what happened? With time, we've started to see dismal performances all over the place. Now he comes to reiterate that his office will describe it as a landmark move. His office will describe the reiteration or restating performance based as landmark. Listen, most of the people who write for political people or just they do not know description. They try to be descriptive. They want to be descriptive, but they do not know how to be descriptive because the thing they are writing about, it hasn't been achieved. Nothing has come out of it yet. No significant gain yet. Then you're attaching a description that will give any literate person an understanding to see what has happened. The word, the expression landmark, it doesn't ego. No. I know that they won't try to be that way to give it that flair. But you cannot be writing about something that hasn't happened, that has no steam whatsoever. It has been disregarded, and there is no reason to give any minister the fear that if they didn't perform, something going to happen, because the president wouldn't do anything, as we have seen with other ministers over the time and now. So you can attach the word landmark. You know what you mean when you're saying landmark? Everybody, those who know that it borders principally on achievement, significant gains, breakthrough, tense negotiation that people think that there can be no breakthrough, and then there is. A situation that people think cannot be solved given the nature of it. And then there is a breakthrough. It is a landmark, meaning unprecedented. You stop writing all kinds of film setting, saying that, oh, you said Executive Baja, yeah, what I said? Is that in a landmark move to promote transparency? Oh, come on, man. People say they're educated, and what's the landmark? Some stuff here. What's the significant gain? What were the hurdles that you will need? Look up the word, look up the expression landmark. See how it is used. It is a figurative expression for a breakthrough in that which seems to be impossible. A significant breakthrough from what very many, or what people will see as impossible. Like you see, they're having discussion. Like let's use the Israeli and the Palestinian vis-a-vis Hezbollah situation or Lebanon. Discussion here and there, from one discussion to another, it's go off, and there another discussion. The United Nations is in fighting how there can be no common agreement, and everybody seems to be weak. The atmosphere seems to be dying. People seem to be losing hope. And then one final push, a breakthrough. And that's when you hear the international people, they using that expression, a landmark, a breakthrough, a landmark this, landmark. But just to give a directive, or to restate a directive, Executive Marshal, the President office referring to as landmark. You know when you use that expression? Listen carefully. Look at it. How can this be? Is it in a landmark move to promote transparency? No, misuse of this expression, landmark. In a landmark move to promote, however, let me leave it. In a landmark move to promote transparency, efficiency, and improve public service delivery, President Joseph Yuma Boakai has directed that the landmark is split here. Yo, come on, man. Come on. Just be simple. Just be electric. President Joseph Yuma Boakai has reiterated or has instructed or restated or has developed this policy or instructed his ministers. That's all. It's understood. You don't try to be descriptive when that identical situation does not require describing. Don't give it the image that it is not. Don't put a character on it that it is not representative of that character. That's not how you write for the public. President Joseph Yuma Boakai has directed all government institutions to adopt and implement the new national performance management and compliance system immediately. The president said the initiative is designed to transform Liberia's public sector into a result-driven model that prioritizes accountability, responsiveness, and citizen-focused governance. The PMCS, introduced as part of the president's commitment to good governance and sustainable development, will help public institutions align their objectives with Liberia's national development agenda. Key deliveries of the PMCS implementations. 1, performance contracts. Didn't he say this? Has that? No, he said it. Performance contract. All heads of government institutions will enter into performance contracts with the office of the president, outlining specific objectives, targets, and deliverables aligned with national priorities. What is this? The first thing, nobody takes President Joseph Yuma Boakai office serious. That's the first thing. His ministers, most of his ministers don't respect him. Don't get vexed when you hear it like this, because we see it. The president said he declared his assets, and then he said his ministers should follow suit. Go to LACC. Ask LACC. Wasn't LACC boss Was she not behind the microphone announcing that most of President Joseph Mima Boakai officials have not declared their assets? From January till now, most of them have not declared their assets. You know what that means? That they don't take him serious, even though he's the president, but nothing from him they take serious. It's going to be the same way with this one. They're not going to take him serious. They will not. This one, that all heads of government institutions will enter into performance contracts. That means you will sign. They will face the commitment. You will sign it. That's what they will use against you. So it will detail your performance, whether you performing. It will track everything. Those guys will not. Majority of them. They ain't afraid of Boakai. The second one is said integration with government planning. The PMCS will be embedded into the planning and operational processes of each public institution, ensuring that their activities are coherent with both the statutory mandate and Liberia's development agenda. Or just using PP words. Then it said 4. Oversight by the Cabinet Secretariat. They will have oversight. The Cabinet Secretariat, led by the Director General, Nathaniel T. Kwabo, will oversee the performance, the PMCS implementation. This is not the first time. I ain't in the right, they was reading. That's not the first time. That the second time bringing him in. Ask all the people, ask the people there. Most of them, they know about it. That's not the first time Kwabo, everybody will have to report to Kwabo. This is, I think, the second or third time. The first one, whoever recognized him. So you just leave all of these things. But that's governance now, that's what they say. So, but the president, the people are not respecting, his own people not respecting him. His people not taking him serious. When he says something, they wouldn't do it. If they ever did it, they would do it in a perfunctory role. Perfunctory means you just do it that kind of rushing way. It's just like when the mother tells the child to do something and the child doesn't want to do it and the mother is screaming and say, let me just do it so satisfied, or let me just do it anyway, just don't care. That's how it looks. Most of the people in fear Boakai. To fear, the word fear means to respect. Most of them in fear him. Look at the asset declaration. Majority of his ministers till now, and they sit down. 2, you talking about performance. Performance. When the people, when you sign, when you bring out these things, before the people can take office, assets declaration and the document on performance base go hand in hand. That's how they do it in other places. When the Senate confirms you, then the next thing, the declaration of your assets. The 13, you have to sign that performance bond contract. The reason why in other countries that is the tier 1, because as soon as you take over, your work starts from there. Tracking your performance starts from there. Most of these guys, well, the ones that are out, they've already started working 10 months. 10 months. So what are you tracking from? You're tracking from January, or you start tracking from the day you appoint the person 3 months, 4 months. Maybe you're okay. But these people, most of them, just as they did not cooperate with the assets declaration, they did not declare till now, and they're not even dreaming about declaring. That's why corruption all over the place. LACC2 is a toothless bulldog, just there with receiving papers, chunky in cabinet, while the guys are manipulating the system. These guys will not do that. Boakai can do nothing extra. Here is why government ministers can, or most government ministers will not, because the president is protective of certain people. We know that we hear ministers, we hear deputy ministers, we hear directors talking. Some of these people, they ain't left Waka. When you hear the things that government officials can say about president, you say, oh, but why they mean the government? Not everybody that say president, rescue, that our government. No. Some of these people, they are not. The president is protective of certain people. And every one of us knows why till now, Double Jala is sitting down and then they told the white Lebanese commerce minister to resign. But as far as I'm concerned, he was sacked. He didn't resign, he was sacked. Because the cause that led to the quote-unquote resignation is the same as dismissal, because went against his status. That was criminal. And the best option was sacking. So Double Jala should be out, but Double Jala is being protected. That's one of the reasons why you see some government officials, they are, when the president says something, they get happy. They get happy because they will tell you, oh, what they call it, they won't hear that, and they may untouchable. Yeah. So a president law is always for a certain group of ministers, and that certain group of ministers, most of the guys who have not declared their assets yet, why can Bouaka instruct them to do it at all costs? But he has left it. So there was no need for the rest of the people who declared to declare. There was no need. The same thing was said against the former government. Former President Sali government, access declaration was just a prank, a comedy. When we are government came in, United Party in opposition then was very hard on it, very restrictive, very vocal rather. And here they are. The same thing that was happening in CDC government, they were chastising them. The same thing CDC people were doing, and they will argue that it was wrong. The same thing they're doing today. So Liberia's culture is just envy, jealousy, destitution, suffering. Because if Unity Party had not come to power, most of the men are going to die. Because it was not easy. We saw some of them. It was not easy. Some of them were even aligning with CDC. When I say aligning now, they were doing some things that they were getting money from CDC to sustain themselves. We know some names in the government. They were getting dry. It wasn't easy. So not necessarily that they came to change, or not necessarily that they had a plan. It was just, let's take advantage of it. Do you know? That's not me. I'm only saying this because I'm talking about this. Do you know? I said it. Everywhere I sit, everywhere I stand, I said it, and I mean it. And this is not a promotion or defense for CDC or against Unity Party or any other. No. I say from a nationalistic standpoint, do you know that election, Unity Party did not win that election fairly. The National Elections Commission gave that election. This election that brought Unity Party to power, the National Elections gave it to Unity Party. The National Elections Commission hand was in it. The chairman of the National Elections Commission, David Eto Brown Lassana, conscience is never clear. If she retires, like how these guys can do in Europe, but they said that in their normal leisure life, they can say some things. They can admit. If she has that conscience, after everything she will admit, and we hope that she wouldn't admit in Liberia. But that election, I'm never ever convinced, given the things that I saw, given how we were at that place every day watching Hall announce the results. I am not convinced, even in the next one, I will not be convinced that Unity Party won the election fairly. It was neck making. And there are several reasons I've said over and over. People who know me say, oh, Semaju has said it repeatedly. One, NEC created a mystery character who today, if you have an election, cannot get 5 votes. That was a plan. NEC created a mystery character in Apeto. An unknown individual. How is it possible that a man who has never ever gone throughout the country don't know him, stay almost his entire life in America, comes to Liberia suddenly, and then is known in the Southeast everywhere, is getting thousands of votes. And you expect a rational person to just accept and say, yes, the whole election 2023 was free, fair, and transparent. Yeah, to some extent you can say, but NEC manipulated. I am not convinced. This has been my position from time to time. Ask anybody, every gathering I say, every radio station I say, because I saw it. You cannot take Appleton right now, assume that we're having an election and Appleton is in a race. See whether Appleton can get even 15 or 20 votes from Moserado County. And he can get 25 from the Southeast. NEC created that whole thing. That's why every time we went there, you could tell from the countenance of NEC boss David Etta Brown Lasana. To cover up, she will come with excuses with cheeks and all of those. So they come with plan 2, and all of them just saying the same thing, doing the same thing. You don't want to declare your assets. You're disrespecting your own president. When you say CDC people were disrespecting, they were not declaring the assets. Oh, they were not doing the country is there. Now you dare. Instead of proving to the people, yes, I can see why Unity Party argue, because they're doing what is right. You're not doing what is right. You're even doing double wrong than the people you accuse of doing it wrong. Your wrong is even double, even quadruple. You've gone 3 times wrong than the people. So that performance-born, quote-unquote, performance-born contract, so it's not going to work. It will not work. We're good at writing. We're good at announcing. It will not work. And that is one of several reasons I'm giving you. It will not work. Just as they fear Boaka in no way, as we saw with the assets declaration, this one will be the same. It's just on paper, but nothing going to come of it. Promoting transparency, accountability. Oh, come on, man. What's the transparency? What's the accountability here in all of the sector right now? What do you say is inaccountability? What? Or non-accountability? What you say is non-transparency. Nothing transparent. How will you promote when it is not happening? You promote something when it is taking root, when you start, when it is growing, when it is spreading. Then you say, yeah, you're promoting. We like to use words that we don't even know the application. Promoting what? Nothing happening, no transparency, no accountability. Look at what happening. Even look at all over the place, the various ministries. Look what happened at LRRC, the atmosphere now. Look at what happened happening at the various ministries. See how people are manipulating the system for their benefit. and the president is aware of some of these things, why can he take action? Because he himself is the first corrupt person. And here is it, whether you like it or not. The president is the first corrupt person. The president, from the very first day he got inaugurated, that morning and the other mornings, who should have started transparency with impartial investigation? The very president. What did he do? He covered on that. Can you hear that again? There is absolutely nothing going to change in this country. Nothing can change in this country because everybody just there to hook on something from the president down. It all starts with the president. Look in the president's office. Look what you see there. Corruption there, mismanagement, manipulation, covered up in the very president's office. He's aware of some of these things, if not all. And the ones that he is aware of, what do you see happening in terms of deterrent? The only reason that the Lebanese commerce minister left was sacked because of public pressure. But President Boubacar did not want to let go of Ami Moda because Ami Moda helped Unity Party to the core. Had it not been for Ami Moda, Unity Party would have been on the street. That headquarters and other monies infused into sustaining it, besides getting some external funds. Ami Moda was the financier, the base, the bedrock financially, the lifeblood for Unity Party. That's why they gave him commerce ministry position. But he messed up. And there are other places. So you're not promoting. You can't say on this performance contract it's intended to promote transparency and accountability. When there is no transparency, there's no accountability. What is it that you are promoting? You're not promoting. You're not promoting. If you want to make a difference, then stop talking. Stop making frivolous announcements to get public's attention. Just get into action and do what you sign up to do, what you promised the people to do. We've gone 10 months going into 12 months, nothing significant that the people can see and talk about and reference of this government. 10 months now, 10 months, that long time. 10 months, that long time. That long time. In 6 months, in 7 months, the argument was, when Unity Party was in opposition, the reason nothing happening because CDC did not come with any platform. They did not have any blueprint. Their people were on various radio stations, arguing to the letter, condemning, vilifying, saying all kinds of stuff. Here we are, we've gone 10 months. Mr. President cannot show anything significant. 10 months, long time. The argument was, they'll get a president chance. You get a president chance. It stays soon. So we've gone 10 months now. 10 months, more than sufficient a time that you can show something. What the president brought here, they made fun of him, his own people. That thing can never, ever happen to me. I would never, ever allow it. The least to say a man who claimed to have so much experience, they carry you around. The first place they carry you to the poo-poo center. Sonny went. They carry you, they stay, Mr. President, over the drainage. They say that one of his significant deliverables. Before then, they took thousands of dollars. They put charging booth, phone booth to Boulevard. They carry him there to go dedicate. Come on, man. There's sometimes you people who you're around, you look at these things. Sam Andrews, right there. Yeah, I can't stoop so low to anything that is not representative of my status. Then least to say when I'm president, I can't go open boot, go stand to Sony when. Probably what minister saying, Mr. President, this is one of your deliverables. Well, It's because the president are mumu. When people see junk in your face, that's what they do. They make fun of you. Go stand down there. Those petty things there. Those are things that ministers go to go and dedicate. If I'm president, you can't tell me about boot. I'll say assistant minister. Assistant minister, go there, go do it. Clean up, Sonny went. Mr. Director, go down there. Because it looks like when the president get nothing to do, he knows what to do. So he said, let's put you in the public so the people will know that you're doing something. That thing, it was too bad of. Where the boot today? Then he said just promoting transparency and accountability. All of those things, the people ate good money from them. Good money. To justify, they carry Mr. President on the scene as a caricature. Because that's what they do. That's what the politicians around president do. When they have eaten substantial amount of money, when they elevate the budget, something that will cost 1,000, they carry it to 5,000. Then, Mr. President, you got to go on the scene to see Mr. President. So corruption all over the place. So that thing that the president said, it just, the people just say, okay, let's do this thing. We care to Mr. President. We're allowing you to announce it. Just as they made fun of him with the PhD program at the University of Liberia. Here's the irony. The man who is heading the PhD program, who is going to head the university president, Dr. Hassan Conte, does not even have a single book. A single book. That alone disqualifies that man from presiding over any PhD program. Go to other universities around the world. The president of that university with a PhD program, see that president books in that library of the university and other libraries. What book? How you show Dr. Hassan Conte? Dr. Hassan Conte. Then you show the first book he has ever written. Then you say the same way they say, oh, the people can watch Joey out there, the make fun of Joey, that free tuition, sir. That's the same way they did Waka. You see how life looking? You see what God said? Don't condemn your friend when they're doing something because yours might even be worse. You see what they did over there? The same way they made fun of Buakai. They say, you can't launch the PhD program. When that university has nothing for a PhD program. We're not against it, we want it for our country, but the time that we needed to have started doing it, we're putting money in our pockets, stealing the country money. Then you get PhD program. I challenge that man, and let anybody challenge me when I open the line to give me the name of that man book, that Hassan Conte. Who is the president of the university? Go Raya Guinea, Ghana, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Ivory Coast. The president. See, ask for it. I can sit right there and Google and share with you, and I will do it. Share with you the books they have written. The president who come and preside, the man who presiding over that university and will preside over the PhD program because he's the president of the university, does not have a single write-up, does not have a pamphlet. That alone is corruption, administrative corruption. So all over the place, everybody get problem. That's why you don't condemn your friend. You don't say, oh, the people, they may know nothing. They may not that. When you know within yourself you have a serious deficiency too. That performance-based contract, Sonny, that just nothing yet. You just leave that thing. Nothing. Is that going to work? It is never going to work. Never. Never. It will not work. Just as I said last week that PhD program is dead on arrival. It will not hold. Liberia does not have all that it takes. They just try to bring the caricature out of the president. They try to make fun of him. Yes. The man who, that's the first thing. Thank God their own people started identifying the pitfalls and the hurdles to it. The man, the Hassan called that man. I know whether that man have written any book. All Liberian doctors, no book they get. So just as they said the free tuition was never going to help, it's not this, it's not that. The same way with the doctorate degree program. What are you rushing for to have doctoral program at that university? What are you rushing for? Why you can take time? What you try to prove? Just to score political capital? That when Barack came to power in 10 months' time, he said, yes, students, the people below the doctoral program, see how they're struggling in the master and bachelor levels. Look at the university campus. Look, the students can hardly have who going to teach. The last time I saw a list here. You get people, huh? That list I saw, that joke, let my auntie make put it up. The people that they selected to teach the doctoral program, those people will checkmate them one by one. These are people, majority of them are people who just came from out of the country, from this master in public health, master in this. Most of the people, that list that I saw, those are the people that are going to teach the doctoral program. Master people, they ain't get, they are not, they don't, here you go. Let me leave that thing. So that performance-based contract you're leaving, yeah, that is dead on arrival the same way. Let me talk about what unfolded, I think, another accident. Hello. Another accident again. Every day you wake up, you can never tell what is going to happen. Another accident again. Yeah. There you go. Yes. Another accident. Another accident. Red Lake Kakata left at least 18 people dead. Yeah, this happened Sunday. Yeah, Sunday evening. Sunday evening. It's Sunday evening. Sunday evening. Daniel Kumeya, thank you. At least 18 persons died. It took place at number 7 route. Yeah. Number 7 route from Red Light to Kakata. It happened on Sunday. 2 weeks ago, not 2 weeks, but a few days ago, we were talking about the incident that took place. We had another one on Bandersville Road. Terrible. Oh, remember. Terrible. 18 persons, at least 18 persons have died. 18 persons. So what is coming? Oh, you're forcing people, you're forcing me to talk about the Ballon, not Ballon, but for the love of money. What coming? What happening? So latest new breaking news. LRB. Okay, let's go to the line, man. Let's have your say on the president's performance base or instruction to his cabinet, people, heads of agencies, ministers, to perform. If they not perform, they're going to be reprimanded. At least 18 persons reportedly passed off in an accident on the Red Light Kakata Highway. Have you said then we move to another thing and then we get out. Today is a great day. The Ballon d'Or winner will be announced. Former President George Weah is already in France to participate in the ceremony, and according to the information we've got, he will be on stage to either announce the name or present the Ballon d'Or to the winner. 0772 2399 33 0886 30 44 97. The female line 0777 9803 75. And you are on Real Talk on Kings 88.5. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. And you?
Yeah, I'm okay. Welcome back from the weekend. This is Edmond Carr, the visually impaired guy that keeping Baka Fit to the fire. You know, say, when you were speaking, like you were reading my mind on some of the things you were saying. Each time I talk about A, and then you will touch it. You know, the president, the people, I don't know what are they impressing here. You know, I know they have forgotten to know that we are not in campaign time. This is the time to deliver. Because every time you come up with these fake policies, it's just to sway the mind of the people from the real issue. Because how do you talk about performance report here now at this time? When we have a popular white minister that took from the 2.4 million of the Liberian people money and we're saying it a month. First time in the history of Liberia, they say we're purchasing month to do wrong. Then you come at this time, after they use it, even Milton family calls you to die on that day, we could have made another more nasty history. You came by at last, you gave her a reward that she perform well. I wish time. And quickly to this election, you know, for some of us, you know, already we are opposition, we know, we were aware, we know the election, how that election go. That lady, can you imagine? Somebody will come and tell you, say we are in the competition. We are discovered 5 net records involved in the electoral malpractices. But yet, in fact, they will not be able to work with the institution anymore. But you could come up and say, whatsoever they did, it will not harmful to the process. Amen. How can it be? Especially you were mentioning the Federal Talent Center, where they were doing their many money more. We call them Madam 430. They all back to all. But mind you, we are here.
All
you
right,
will
sir.
never live for free.
Thank you. Let's bring on another person. Hello.
Hello?
Your name and where you called from?
James David calling from 12th Street. Mr. Andrews, we cannot compare Georgia University's free scholarship, the free tuition, with that of the program, the PhD program. The free tuition benefited thousands of students during the 6-year period. The fiasco PhD program launched at the university with our library. How do you expect a people to make research? How will you take a master's degree holder to go teach PhD program? It seems like you're taking a high school graduate to say go teach Mark 107 at the University of Liberia or go teach English at the University of Liberia. How possible would that be? When you talk about the performance program, this man is rewarding the people who will do full performance. Take, for example, like the chartered administration, where the ward is, the general who goes down there and kill a whole lot of people in that village. If he was sergeant, he would be promoted to general. And what is going on? Performance working. He has a public work minister took $22 million. They hire a horse where he just gave them some kind of name, some kind of money to it. They went, they tell the man to go through. Is that a performance?
All right, Chief.
So we shouldn't waste our time here. Thank you very much.
Thank you for calling. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
0772 23 99 23 0886 30 44 97. The female line 0777 98 03 75. And you are on the show Real Talk on Kings 88.5. with me in St. Andrews on this 28th day of October 2024, the day that the winner of the Ballon d'Or will be announced this evening. Former Liberian President George Weah is in France already to either open the envelope and announce the name or receive the Ballon d'Or and present it to the winner. If Vinicius Juniors will not be in France this evening, then it means that he and his entourage know that he will not be announced as the winner. I do not know, but I continue to see several write-outs from ESPN, BBC, and other people, other international journalists. ESPN, I don't know how true is it, but I hope it is not. ESPN is saying Vinicius Jr. will not travel to Paris for Monday's Ballon d'Or award ceremony held by French footballer Marco Zin. I don't know how true it is. I hope that this is not true. Yeah, I hope this is not true. We want to see Vinicius there. All right. All right, that would be doing it for that. Let's move now to the next, and then we are out. Seriousness has to take place in this country. If not, it will just be the same thing, and this government will achieve nothing. All of the plans that President Bouaka talked about that he will achieve, he can sound ambitious, like he said from Gabriel Tucker Bridge. He's going to turn Gabriel Tucker Bridge into 4-lane, and then it's going to go all the way. Hello?
Thank you. My name is Hussein. I'm Hussein Kel, and I call you from Jacobs District 2. I listen to your second talking point, but let me say this. You know, the president have appointed people from different backgrounds. People were recommended and they got appointed by the president. So you would not expect the president to know everybody, human characters, or the way they behave. But what the president will do, that he has the right to appoint and dismiss. The president will go about dismissing people because Sam Andrew and other people feel that the president should just dismiss people because they had disagreement with them. Because he has to accord people due process. Now you talk about the Access Declaration. The president has called on all of his officials to declare access. Now the president gave an ultimatum, and many of them who have not declared access, the president has advisors. He has political advisors. So they have to advise the president adequately as to the decision the president will take that will be in the best interest of the country, that will not violate other people. So if you say the president will not take actions, no. The president is slow to take these actions because you will be one of those persons that will actions that the president will take are not affecting the people of the country. So the president is a listening president. Now, all of those things people will, yes, it is obvious that we'll have challenges in different sectors of our country. But does the government have the ability to tackle some of those challenges? Yes. Is the government making strides? Yes, the government is making strides. Go to the agricultural sector. The government is out there, the minister is out there lobbying on behalf of the country, securing grants in loan for the agricultural sector of our country. Go to the issue of road or connectivity. The minister was very clear. Why the street will have challenging road? They said there will be a massive work during the dry season. The government is making strides. So when people try to just bring the government, they, sometimes I get so much confused. Who told you there will not be challenges? If Oscar was the president of this country,
Unity Party Cow, listen, did you say, before reaching your latter point or before I cut you up, did you say that the president on that contract performance bond will have to accord due process if there are challenges or they are underperforming?
So yes, right? Now, take for example, in different sectors. If there were ministers now, there were a minister who were not performing to the expectation of the people.
Why did you insert the word due process?
So the issue of due process, because mind you, if the president was to dismiss somebody, right, which of course he has the right, and that person feels that the rights were offended by the president, they have the right to go to court and even sue the government, right? The government is not above the law. So this is what we say. The presidents will call people due process in a sense. People should be given the benefit of the doubt. Having without him under the spotlight because he received a car in the tune of
Unity Party Kawu, listen. Do you know that it is not the first time your standard bearer and president of Liberia talk about that performance bond? Did you follow the first commissioning ceremony and the second when he stated that? Did you follow the cabinet retreat when he reiterated that? From that time to this time, what do you see all over the place? Isn't dismal performance blatant disregard?
No. If you say dismal performance, then I want to disagree with that. Because mind you, in different sectors, so can you just outline some of the sectors that are dismal performance? Let's say, for example, look at water and stable. There is a massive improvement. Look at the issue of electricity.
But that's the only place. That's the only place you can refer to. I can honestly admit that there's Mo Ali. At least he's trying. That's the only place.
Excellent.
That's the only agency that you can say yes. Besides that, nowhere else.
Here, you talking about here?
Oh, come on, man. What happened in the health sector? What happened in the education sector?
Have you been to JFK or recent?
Chief, thank you for your input. Let's move to the next person. Hello. Good defense reporter for Unity Party.
Good evening, St. Andrew.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Peter David Casso. I call from Honor the Street Light in Ward Johnsonville. Thank you very much for the fascinating discussion this and that evening. Thankfully, our brother from the other political divide have totally admitting to defeat. You see the guy that left the land, Jesse Jesland, he just admitted to a simple and a default on the government. These are things that we articulated to them yesterday, but they did not listen. They said that we was the problem.
Okay. All right, Chief. Thank you so much.
They are faced with the reality. They don't want to defend nothing, my brother. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's bring on A.B. Wayan. He wants to make an input. Good afternoon, Mr. Wayan, and you are on the show. Good to have you on.
Thank you, Sam Andrews. I like the discussions. I'm always following. Thank you so much. Yeah, I just, when issues of legality is now being pushed, then people all will come in. I like your point of questions to Hussein Karu, wherein you said, why did you insert the word due process? And that was a key question you asked him. Instead of him answering it, he didn't. He said the president will have to ask people, talk to them. Now, anything that falls under the executive, any cabinet official, there is nothing like due process that goes with their job. You can even tell a cabinet official, say, resign your job you have in America and can't work for me. And a cabinet official on the basis of that decided to leave his job in the U.S. and decided to come work for you. And the moment he came to Liberia, you sack him. You don't owe him anything. The Constitution, because the president is aware. The president is aware that indeed the tax that they're going to take on, they are going to work at the will and pleasure. That word will and pleasure. Anybody can exercise their will in any given point in time. That's a legal term, their will and pleasure, right?
Yeah.
So you, Sam Andrews, if you decided to have a will to will out your property to somebody, the only thing should be out of coercion.
Yes.
Which would defeat that will aspect. You can determine to will it to anybody you want to will it to. That's why they call it will. The president, anybody who works for the president, they work at his will and pleasure. There's no due process in that. The president can waiver one soon money and appoint you. The same day the president get ready and say, look, I sack you today. No due process. Then he can talk about it. The president will carry the president to court. To carry the president to court where? Why they call home? We ought to grab that other case. Why they call? Yeah. These guys come on the radio. They behave like they know it all. The problem with our country, everybody knows it all. And they just can't speak without authority, assumed authority, then they deceive the people. That's the problem. Nobody says you can't defend your government, but You know, but to come to the point of arguing without legal authority like Ballon, we got to stop it. Yeah, that's what people will be checked. That's the other part. That due process you mentioned, that what I try to just clarify so that the public will know that the president can dismiss anybody, any cabinet official with the exception of tenured position holders. Any cabinet official, the ministers, and so we can dismiss them. There's no due process that is needed for that. I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah, certainly. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
I appreciate that input. Okay. Yes, that's A.B. Wayon with his input on that. Yeah. Party supporters, they would think that they know it all. They would think that, oh yes, well, we need to come in defenses where all the government is doing this, the government is doing that, but certainly not. Hello.
Yes, and just 30 seconds, permit me to ask the council, the anti-law, Ibrahim. So, like the Constitution gives the president the right to appoint and dismiss. The president has the right to appoint associate justices of the Supreme Court, right?
But wait, before you listen, before you go further, let's establish that it is not a dialogue, but we just respect your right.
I just want to get some clarity because he has the legal understanding, right? The president has the right to appoint justice and associate justices of the Supreme Court. So, like he said he has the right to appoint. He can wake up one every morning and start to dismiss associate justices and justices of subordinate court. That's what the council is saying, right?
Okay, hold the line. AB has a counter for you.
Let me answer you briefly. I told you with the exception of tenured position holders. So how will you be mentioning Supreme Court holders, not tenured position holder? How will you be talking that? You think I will just speak loosely? I said with the exception of tenured position holders. I said that. They get due process. I said that. What more you want to hear?
Yeah, okay.
So, fine. So the question I'm asking, right? The president has the Constitution to appoint and dismiss. The president appoints the Chief Justice and Associate Justices of the Supreme Court. I want him to tell the public, does the president have that right? Since he has the constitutional right to dismiss Associate Justice when he wake up one every morning and dismiss one Associate Justice because he appointed them. That's what I want to know from him.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much. Have a nice day. Nice one. All right, let's transition. Time is far spent. Another political issue. And you're cute. Okay. Hello.
Hello. Jim Davis again. This guy, what's his problem? He didn't hear AB explaining clearly that with the exception of any position, the associate justices, the chief justice, you cannot just dismiss them. These are people that are appointed with tenure. So I don't know. I think that guy, a far guy, was already speaking far to him. Always get problems on this show.
All right.
Thank you.
Hello. Yes. Mahawa.
From New Jersey, yeah. Mahawa Gono from New Jersey.
Let's hear you,
Mahawa.
Thank
you for the point that you have given. But one of the things that is giving me problem right now, these Unity Party people, they don't need to come on the show and start making people to not believe. Not joking thing here. That men are paying agent. The people that they can't do it on their show. So this King's FM will listen to it so that we can come back to our party. You shouldn't encourage them only.
No, don't be bothered with okay, you're right, that's true. But don't be bothered with that. You know why? Their station's not telling the truth. And they know that the station not telling the truth, so they prefer to listen to opposition station that telling the truth. That's how they can come with counter, but they don't want to be honest. That's how it is. Yeah? Okay. Hello?
Hey, sir, how are you?
Fine.
Yeah, let me take 15 seconds. Add more car. Look, you see, it is clear. There is no way that you can attach due process to all officials. It is clear. Our councillor make it clear on this radio. And it's not a dialogue between you and he. Please don't tell me that notion. And in fact, your president Bwaka don't know anything what to call due process. Evidence of the guy that he dismissed from the telecommunication. Supreme Court rule and Bwaka came by and said, no, we will suspend the people. Since they suspended the people, we are not getting any account for that subject. Whether he will reinstate it, whether he will not reinstate
that's the end of it.
Zero. So when you come to the Constitution, Braga, zero. You don't respect you president. So what do you claim the type of you president when you don't do? That's it. You don't respect your president.
Okay, brother. Thank you ever so much for calling. Have a nice day. 0772 2399 33 0886 30 44 97 0777 9803 75. And you are on Real Talk. Talk it real. Be not afraid. Say it. Liberia is your country. You've got the right to have your say in what is unfolding. Tell the truth and nothing but the truth. So, the guys, yeah, this country is just a mystery place. Hello.
Good afternoon, Mr. Andrews.
Good afternoon.
This is Chin calling from Ghana's Bay.
Yes, let's hear you, Mr. Colin.
I've been following the show. I'm listening. I just enjoying the show, especially when Ebi came on to correct that fellow. You know, these United Party people, same way they lied to Liberia came to power. They just want to continue that same way. And the man there, Ebi telling him over and over, with the exception of changing position, still the guy is asking questions. What about the Chief Justice? What about this? What about? I don't know. These guys, they always pretend to know too much. And because of that, I mean, they just lie with authority. And that's how they got this power. I want to say thank you to AB for making that correction, at least to clear the air for Liberian people to know how these guys can lie. Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling. Have a nice day. Okay. So they are running to the Supreme Court or seeking clarification. I don't know whether there is anything for clarification when it is already clear that you can hold two different positions. You can be party chairman and then you're on a board. You can be party secretary general and then you're managing an industrial institution. You can be any party person which runs contrary to the code of conduct and even the very party's law. Again, we will never forget the past because it happened in the past. We will always make reference to the past. Some people, they say, oh, the thing it happened in the past, you can bring the past to the present. No, we'll always make reference because they said it. They started it. So whatever the date of CDC, as much it is not a defense for CDC, but we have a reality. You ask AB that the lawyer, the in-law, what they call opinion. When we go to the court, say the lawyers, the NBI say opinion, they reference so and so, this and that. I mean, the same ruling or the same thing that happened at that time, can be used in this time. So in your common sense, the layman will say you can't forget the past because when it happened in the past, you have to use the past to correct the present. Hey, you say okay. Hello. Yeah, one transition, but you continue to call.
How are you?
Yeah.
This is Mohammed Dittawa, member of the Civil Rights Movement in Liberia.
Civil Rights Movement. All right.
Yeah, I want to commend you for this discussion this evening. And Unity Party, when it came to power, a lot of people were dismissed their position, any position, because they said that according to the president and the people leave, they don't do work and go anyway for campaign activity. Okay, today, under the administration, he appointed the ombudsman to check the appointed officials' activity. But for me, what really surprised me, for President Joseph Mabaka to come out and want all the cabinet ministers to resign for all those that have been appointed to resign from government or from your political party, you won't want. And the government officials came up to argue or even challenge the president authority. When the ombudsman won, he gave 5 days ultimatum to all appointed officials to resign. Someone went to the Supreme Court. So yesterday, all the thing that President Joseph Mabaka was saying, it was just, can be bluff or They were just trying to, lie to the public. It was sad. One law you holding, one group of people with a law. Then when it comes to a political party, you cannot even say anything about it. And send a motor and all political party officials, United Party officials have been challenged the president authority. He never dismiss anybody. So he's the one that telling the government official to get the identical position to the court.
But
so
he doesn't.
Really have to come out. How they want to lead the country and tell that good people. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Yeah, he doesn't have the he doesn't have the authority. If he has the authority, he will use it. I've maintained that it doesn't require ombudsman in no way. You're the president. You're the president. You gave directive. Should they be seeking legal opinion on this? Should they have the least thinking first? Should they ever put that on to resist? Should they? They should not. So the president is the president, but no one fear him. It has got you can draw, you can use the ombudsman as the middle person to settle when you have the authority. Just instruct. Can the party's chairman resist if the president and political leader of Unity Party said, the party chairman, Luther Stappe, you will have to leave that position. Henceforth, you are no longer chairman of this board because you have refused to tender your party's position. You have refused to resign it. When Luther Stappe insists on holding on or carry the president to court for dismissing him or suspending him, no. None of. Well, Amos Tue say he's not leaving and he will go to court or carry the president to court because he is the Secretary General of the party and he must stay on. The same argument they brought against CDC. So why are we now? Everybody doing the same thing. Then what kind of country here? All that thing they're doing, they're making noise. The ombudsman say they're giving the people ultimatum, all those things they're just for nothing. They're just waste of time. Just joke, fun fair. Small money they have, they're just trying to eat it some kind of way, acting like they're so busy with the country when everything is just a joke. Mr. President is not in charge, but he is the president, but he is not respected, neither is he feared. Why will you not tell the man, stand down? All of you people who are in party positions, just stand down. If not, you go. There are too many people who waiting. There are too many individuals who are on the standby, qualified enough, even than the ones that are in. Those people who, from the party, they are not untouchables. They are not demagogues. They are not above the party standard bearer, but the standard bearer does not know himself in terms of authority. So you have this thing dragging. Is there an issue to be talking about and dragging for days and weeks? It's all because the people see the man as a weakling. And they know what they did for him in the past, that he can't do anything to them right now until they achieve their corruption goal. They have to profit. Serious-minded president. People will be running, you're bringing ombudsman in. It has got absolutely nothing to do with ombudsman. Why the Constitution, the Code of Conduct said they said that? Oh, come on. You exercise your authority, man. You're the boss. You're the boss. You're working in accordance with the law. And if the law cannot be respected, and who's the first person that respects the law? The leader. So if the Lord said there's no conflict of interest, you can hold two distinct positions, then the directive is giving, resign or leave government job. serious-minded president, all of those people, they are suspended. If they are serious-minded president, they are suspended off their job until they can resign. You don't need ombudsman in that situation. Let's stop intellectualizing it and just speak directly to the authority. The president has the authority. They're only intellectualizing it. That's all they're doing. You have the authority. You are the president. You took off the work under you within the executive. So it is just a directive and authority. Just say it, and it is done. But just as the Access Declaration, the people disregarded him, other things they disregarded him, so this one ain't nothing for them. Ain't nothing. But they will have to, because we'll make the noise, sensible noise, legal noise, political noise. They will have to stand down. You can't hold two positions. You wouldn't be effective. There are too many things that you will not do. Moreover, you overwhelming yourself. You can be effective. Relinquish one and hold on to one and do what you have and do it best. If you are performing in that role as a government person, the president will have no cause to remove you. He will be excited. She will be excited to keep you there. The only reason that you will feel uncomfortable to have plan B holding on to a party position, except you're not performing, or you just don't have the ability to perform. But if you are a party person and you are performing from your governmental position, you will let go of a party position and let another person ascend to that position. Why you want to hold on to everything? That's been greedy. That's been greedy. And then let's go now. Let's go. We end with the Ballon d'Or. The time is approaching. Y'all get set to watch one of the world's greatest names on the stage tonight. Let's end with the House, but not necessarily that the Speaker defends. No. Talk of interventions. And one of the groups that made their position clear to resolve the impasse at the House of Representatives, the love of money, the Liberal Council of Churches. I've been thinking about it, and I have a diversionary opinion. We must stop this in this country. People should know their limitation. Institutions should know their limitation. It is not everything given the nature of it that people would jump in every night then. We're making an intervention. We're trying to intervene. We're trying to, no. The Liberal Council of Churches have to stay clear of what is unfolding at the legislature. The National Muslim Council of Liberia will have to stay clear of what is unfolding. And all other religious bodies or institutions have to stay clear. That is not a religious thing. 1. 2, it is political and legal. 3, it is an institutional or an intra-issue. That means internal issue. 4, what the church should be doing is to speak against the ills and injustices in society. which the God who created us gave unto the church. As much as the church will want to make an intervention, the church must firstly speak to the ills and injustices. I had thought that the church, the Muslim Council of Liberia, and other religious or interfaiths will firstly hang on the news of 25,000, 15,000 upfront, allegedly, before moving. I think it was the first issue they needed. And not because the way it is going at the House of Representatives with the Speaker and the other people, that they should come in. They refuse to speak on the bribery allegation. It is serious. It is nothing to take for joke. They muted themselves on the money issue, on the bribe, substantial amount of money, 25,000 with 15,000 upfront. They will not speak to that when the very Bible that every one of us will read as Christians speak against. The Bible speaks against bribery. God hates bribe. And majority of these people are Christians. They're in pastor churches all over. Catholic, Methodist, Baptist, Pentecost, Lutheran, Charismatic, Anglican. They're in all the churches all over the place. These lawmakers. And a single pastor, not a pastor, will attempt to preach any sermon on Sunday, not directly to that person, that lawmaker in that church, but what the Bible said. And that person sitting in that church, hearing that kind of sermon, having the fear of God, will start to have a second thought. Intervening is not bad. But the Constitution said 3 separate but distinct branches of government. It is internal wrangling. It doesn't pose any threat to the country. There is no security threat to the country. The country is not at the brink of war. Because these are some of the things that you will say, oh yes, oh let the religious people come, let them intervene, let them give an understanding. All of us are Christians. But we have to observe our limitations. Leave the house. It is not everything that you jump in. The thing that the church needs to do, the church has never ever attempted to do that. That is to speak against the injustices in the country. Bribery all over the place. Corruption is the order of the day. No one is talking about it. Have you ever seen a single write out or a talk from any one of the religious institution or pastor about that, against that bribery allegation? So what you want to intervene? To say, Mr. Speaker, you're no general guys, you have to resolve this thing. The way it's going now, we beg you, let's just leave it in this country. We want the country to be peaceful. What is happening at the legislature has got absolutely, it has not brought any threat to the country. Because when they intervene, those are things that they will say. We want the country to be stable. We don't want any confusion here. We don't want any this. That's the only thing they will have to say. But the country is not at war. The country is not in any state of insecurity or instability. The church, the National Muslim Council, has to stay clear of what is unfolding at the national legislature. It is internal. It is domestic affair. It can be solved. It's not everything that will jump in. You will have to speak against the injustices, the inhumane act being meted out by the government against its people, the corruption all over the places that's stifling the people, that creating abject poverty for the people. Stand up and speak against those things. Then They'll say, yes, the church is speaking. Release what they call in religion called is encyclical, meaning religious paper. What in journalism we say press statement. In other countries, like we see with these kinds of things unfolding in the country, corruption is the order of the day, and every other thing happening, you hear religious leaders speaking. They will take to the radio. They will call press conferences. They will release press statement on things that are happening. But you know why the pastors can't talk about it? Because most of the pastors are in government presently. They are taking on board members' positions. Most of the bishops, no disrespect to you people, it is your right. All of us are Christians, but it is wrong in my opinion. The situation at the legislature, it is not magnitudinal enough. It is not about the whole country. It's about a segment of the legislature. So why would you want to intervene? Why can't you give them a chance to settle their own stuff? If they call upon you, then it makes sense. But you can insert yourself into a simple domestic affair, a separate branch of government. How will you people feel as Liberal Council or churches? You're having a minor misunderstanding. Then the legislature or the executive or the judiciary jump inside or say we intervening. Will you people agree? You will say that church matter. We can solve it. You need that come. It is the same way. We have to stop being too petty and stooping so low, acting like we're literate when we're showing illiteracy. You leave the people. Let them solve it. It is their problem. They created it. The National Muslim Council did not create it. The Liberal Council of Churches, the Four Gospel, and other religious bodies in this country did not create the misunderstanding at the legislature. They created their own thing. They accused the speaker of multiple interests, called conflict of interest. And the speaker will counter their claims so they can solve it. Why you want to intervene? What are you going to tell the people? The people have they said they have several claims against the speaker, and they are stiff-necked on it. They're not backing off. So what the intervention of the Liberal Council of Churches will say? Why are you going to tell the people that they claim against the speaker? You just leave it. You'll be telling the people they ain't get sense, and they will even get vexed with you people. You have to know when to insert yourself into a situation. This country has serious problem when it comes to intervening. They just don't know. They just jump because, oh yeah, we know each other and with this. No. In other countries, you don't see it like this. Not that the church, it will not be the concern of the church, but the church will not rush to insert itself. One, they will know that it's domestic, it's eternal. They can settle it. They will look at the magnitude of it, whether it is magnitudinal enough or very serious enough, whether it borders on the stability or instability of the country. There are too many things they will look at. Look at bishops, apostles in other countries. See whether they just jump and say the Liberal Council of Churches is intervening, they're trying to do this, or the Liberal Council of Anglican bishops are intervening. No. They don't do that. When they need be, they do. And they take into consideration several factors. They analyze the situation. They just insert themselves into the situation like they are SWAT. Liberal Council of Churches, intervening. They release their statement. National Muslim Council of Liberal intervening. Oh, come on, man. If you ain't get nothing to do, you leave the boat. You just sit down, you preach. The main thing that God wants you to do is to speak against the injustices. Look at what is happening in the country. Look at listen to people, how they talk about suffering. Look at the trend of the country. You can see. Look into your very church. See how the congregation has dropped drastically. People not going to church because they say they ain't get offering. They ain't get tithe. So they're not going to church. And they are right where the money ought to come from the very country. They are citizens, but they're not getting it because it's not forthcoming. Things are hard. They are complaining. And you will sit there instead of the Liberal Council of Churches speaking against the ills in society, the injustices and other things. How many times have you heard with all these things that have been happening from January to this day, what statement you ever heard from the Liberal Council of Churches? What statement you ever heard from the National Muslim Council on this widespread corruption, on this, on that? Because everybody think that they should worship the president. Or when they say this, then the president people will see them as bad pastors, a bad imam, because they want to be in the corridor. They want to be at various government gatherings. Intervening for what? Just stay clear of the people thing. That separate branch of government there. If anybody will intervene, that they're next door, their sister or brother called the House, the Senate, because they're working together. They are the one. It's just like you're in the same place and something is happening. You are under obligation to move in and help, because if it gets so serious, it will affect you. But you're far from the people. Then you're jumping in, you want to jump into it. You're far from them. The Constitution said 3 separate and distinct branches of government. That's why the executive is not intervening, even though there are things that are going on the ground. But let's take it from a general point that they're not intervening. They're keeping their law because they are different branch. The judiciary, they are different branch. Did you hear the judiciary say we constituting a 5-member committee? Did you hear the executive say we constituting a 10-member committee to intervene? Only the Senate, because they share the same building, they are doing the same work. They have commonality, so they are right to intervene. Anybody other than any institution other than that segment of the legislature can intervene in that thing. You'll be exacerbating it, because there are things that you say, there are some proposals you will make, there are some suggestions that you will make, it will not go down well with the other side. It may suit the other side, but it may not go down well with the other side. Yeah, look at it. If you really sitting into mediatory gatherings, you see these things. You're in here a person at a certain point in time when the argument gets heated that you people were not to come. This does not involve you people. We're asking people to leave. And you see shame on the faces of the people who say they're acting like they are intercessors. Just stay clear of the people thing. If they remove the speaker, fine. If the speaker stays on as the speaker, fine. But I do not think that the situation is grave enough that will warrant the intervention of religious bodies. Neither does it have any bearing of instability or insecurity on the country. If it's any bearing, it's just function, that's all. Because as it stands, there's nothing going on right in that in the House of Representatives. So it affects the Senate. It stalls a number of things that should be happening on a daily basis. Likewise, the executive. That is why they will have to sort out everything, because time is going. The legislature, the executive cannot flow freely with the House of Representatives, because there's confusion, there's misunderstanding, nothing stable there. Who right now the executive will think that oh, they should hold on here not to deal with the speaker because there's confusion. The speaker gone to court. The Supreme Court placed a stay order on it. The other block, we can't recognize them because there's no legitimacy. So it starts a number of things right now because when one branch is in a crisis, that crisis has a spillover effect to the other two branches of government. That is why they will have to solve their problem as quickly as they can and not to get the country into such. Because if this continues, I can tell you that there will be some kind of uprising because you know why? The people getting tired. The people getting tired with this kind of mess. If it continues this way and it's not resolved and it continues to drag on, you can never tell what will happen. I know it is from this point or from this aspect that religious bodies want to go in, but religious bodies, in my opinion, cannot go in because it does not warrant their going in. It is a simple domestic issue, internal issue that they can resolve. They say the speaker, we don't want him because of this he has done, got multiple interests, did this, did that. And the speaker said, no, all of these claims are wrong. So what's the gravity in terms of insecurity and instability of the country that the church, Liberal Council, or churches, the Muslim Council to come in? Let's stop joking in this country, man. Let's stop joking in the country. Stay within your perimeter. When the need be for that, when they call upon you, fine. Then you can analyze the situation and know how to insert yourself, or you tell them you cannot. That's how it works. That's how it works. Every little thing you want to jump inside. There's internal wrangling within the very religious institution, in the Liberal Council churches, in the Muslim Council, everywhere. No disrespect to you people. But what I'm saying is there are too many things happening against the people of Liberia from this government, by this government, of this government. Injustices all over the place, confusion all over the place, subjection all over the place. Abject poverty is growing by the day. Why can these religious institutions speak? Isn't that what God set the church for? Did God say the church must just sit down and remain mute? Pastors should not talk? Isn't the same people who say pastors must not take government position because you will not be able to say anything that the government doing. That the same pastor then they talk, how they call it, board members position. If you check the pastors, the bishops, and pretty close to 10 that this government appointed. So you hear them talking anything about widespread corruption? You hear them saying anything? All the things that are happening against the people, suffocating the people, you hear them talking? Because they are, whether you like it or not. Get vexed. God can't curse me from this, and no pastor can curse me for that. They too are corrupt. When you take a government position as a pastor or a bishop, you receive money. And the money you receive is not legitimate money. But you are excited by the position. That's why some pastors, some bishops, they can stay clear because they want to observe society. They want to follow the trends of society. They want to see how the government is leading the country. They want to see how poverty is all the people's life improving. Then they face the government and say, Mr. President, this is wrong. You have to stop this. Mr. President, you need to do this. You need to do that. Legislature, you need to stop this. And you see them speaking out. But you just say that we want to intervene to say it. You don't go over there. It ain't concern you. Just stay off the people thing at the House of Representatives. That thing is minor. It is eternal. It is not grave enough. It has not placed the country into any instability or insecurity. Neither does it amount to any war. Just stay clear and just watch the people. They will resolve it. It's just that when you people have conflict in your churches, you can resolve it. That's the same way they will resolve it, yeah? Thank you. Y'all little people, why are you inserting? You speak of the things that are happening. You know why the people can complain? Oh, pastor, the pastor, they're not talking. The church, they're not talking. All the things are happening. The people right. In their layman understanding, they know that pastor ought to speak. Religious institutions ought to speak. Give your position. See what is happening to the people all over the place. Every day. Look across. Look at the roads. See how Liberians and non-Liberians struggle on a daily basis to commute from one end to another. Walking distance because they can hardly afford the vehicle. All of those things are injustice. And there are a lot more we can talk about. Why the Liberian Council of Churches, the National Muslim Council, and the other people can talk about all of these things. Why they can face Mr. President. Mr. President came here with, quote unquote, 900 pieces of yellow machines. If the citizens were not talking, if radio stations were not talking, analyzing and doing background check, who was going to talk for the people? Religious institutions were muted. The first thing was, they said, oh, bosses were coming. But it was a lie, blatant lie. What happened today? Those bosses are in utopia. If the citizens, radio stations, journalists were not talking, who will have for the people? The Liberal Council of Churches was muted. Muslim Council and other people were muted. They see these things happening, but they will not talk. Just stop, man. All right, time is of the essence. Thank you ever so much. That's all the time we've got to be on the show. We've got the news coming up at 6 o'clock. And then after the news, Face the Issues with Abraham Godson William. My name is Sam Andrews. We'll talk tomorrow if God permits. Shalom.